Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a late night edition of Tony's Take, even though it's probably going to be morning for you. So this is crazy. This just came down the pipeline right now. Again, 3 a.m. I'm about to go to sleep. I see this on the timeline. I'm like, your boy has to do a video. Your boy has to do a video. So I'm going to read this. This is from Gamatsu, I believe, but a couple of other sites are reporting this. The PlayStation CEO says that the PlayStation 4 is entering the final phase of its life cycle. I'm noticing a lot of stories are like relating to things we've been talking about on Throwdown lately, but let's get into it, man. So according to the article, PlayStation 4 is entering the final phase of its life cycle. Sony Interactive Entertainment president and CEO John Kodera said at Sony Investor Relations Day 2018 in Tokyo today. The platform first launched in North America and Europe in November 2013 and followed in Japan February 2014. It shipped 79 million units as of March 31st, 2018. While PlayStation 4 is entering its final phase, should result in a negative impact on sales. Kodera noted that recurring revenue via membership services such as PlayStation Plus should mitigate the blow. Kodera also noted that while PlayStation is investing in first party, it is not entirely for the creation of new IP. The refreshment of existing IP and development of successful IP as franchises are also part of the company's plan to strengthen the content. According to Kodera, Sony's current medium-term management plan period, which runs until March 2021, is expected to be a momentary squat to further strengthen the PlayStation business. Regarding PlayStation VR, Kodera said that while the platform continues to sell, the growth speed of the market as a whole is lower than it predicted. Yeah, no shit. From now on, they will aim for healthy growth and more realistic outlook. With a more realistic outlook. Yeah, come on, man. VR wasn't going to sell. All right, and the last part, as for Sony Interactive Entertainment's strategy for fiscal year 2018, which started on April 2018, so we're talking about this year now. The company will enrich and utilize exclusive titles for PlayStation 4, leverage the platform's install base and active users, and grow and improve recurring revenue. PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Store, PlayStation Now, etc. All right, man, let's get into it. So I'm just going to flat out say it. Is anybody actually surprised by this, right? Again, I know that the Pro just came out, 2 years ago, right? But the PlayStation 4 itself is, like the article says, 2013, November 2013, right? It is getting old in the tooth, right? As a matter of fact, the fact that we're getting so many bomb-ass games is actually kind of proof that we're nearing the end of the life cycle. Same thing happened with the PlayStation 3. Same thing happened with the PlayStation 2. The dopest games for those systems started dropping the end of their life cycles, right? So it makes sense that things are going in this direction, right? And I've predicted this a bunch of times already, right? That I believe PlayStation 5 is going to drop. Originally, I was very adamant about 2019. Now I'm leaning more to 2020. But now with this report, things are a little bit washy. I'm still going to stick with, just to play it safe, 2019, 2020. That's where we're going to drop. And as I've said before, I predict what's going to happen is the February of whatever year the PlayStation 5 drops, right? We're going to get a reveal event, right? And then that year, that November, is when the system will come out. I predict it's going to mirror what happened with PlayStation 4, right? Because it worked out really well for them. So I predict that again. I do not expect the system to be announced at E3. As a matter of fact, Sean Layden already said that they're not going to announce any new hardware this year, right? So don't expect, an announcement on PlayStation 5, right? There may be rumblings, among press people and stuff, but from Sony, you're not going to hear nothing, right? And the other thing you got to consider is, even though we're nearing the end of the cycle, right? And I've said this in a previous video too, just because, let's say, for example, the PlayStation 5 drops in 2020. That doesn't mean that the PlayStation 4's life cycle ends in 2020. This system is probably going to be around, I'm going to say, 2023, right? 2022, 2023 is when they're going to officially discontinue it, right? I wish I knew what the time span was between PlayStation 3 being canceled and PlayStation 4 existing. But I'm going to guess 2022, 2023 is when they're going to finally completely phase out the PlayStation 4. So it's a bunch of years left, at least 5 more years for the system, right? So it could 4 or 5 more years. So I'm going to guess the system is going to be around, for, 10 years basically, right? But then they said that with PlayStation 3, it's like, oh, a 10-year life cycle, right? I don't know if they said the same thing with PlayStation 4, but I predict a 10-year life cycle altogether, and we're nearing the final phase of that. But again, we still got dope games coming. We got Spider-Man, we got Last of Us 2, and for those that care, I kind of know I'm just being real, the Days Gone, right? Dope stuff's still coming, and don't forget the third parties too. They're still gonna be dropping stuff, right? So if you got your PlayStation 4, don't worry, they're gonna keep making games, right? But as I've always said in another video, not to get too off topic, I predict when PlayStation 5 drops, it's gonna be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. So those games, you're gonna be able to enjoy them for many, many years to come, man. But yeah, this news, it's interesting. It's both like surprising, but also not surprising. It's surprising in the sense that they just flat out came out to say it, but we all knew this was coming. Let's just be honest. We all knew this was coming, you know, so it's not a big deal. And it's also in line with previous systems, right? PlayStation 3, even though that was a pretty long life cycle, it lasted about 7 years until the PlayStation 4 came out. PlayStation 2, I believe, lasted about 6 years until PlayStation 3 came out. PlayStation 1, 5 years or so, right? So yeah, it nearing the end of life cycle is not expected, but yeah. And again, I'm horrible with math, so let me just do it in my head right now. So 2013 to 2020, that's like 7 years it's going to take them to announce it, so kind of as long as the PlayStation 3. But again, it could be 2019, you know, 6 years. That would be 6 years exactly. And if you think about it like this, the Pro dropped 2016, right? 3 years after the regular PlayStation, right? The vanilla one. So 2019 will make it a perfect, you know, segue or whatever, right? But we'll see 2019, 2020. But yeah, then again, none of this is surprising, but interesting news regardless. And I know this is going to spark some conversation, debate, whatever in the comment section. So please let me know what y'all think, man. So that's it for this late night edition of Tony Stakes. I obviously wasn't going to do a video outside at 3 a.m. You know, I might get mugged and shit. Chill. All right, man. I'll see you all right. I'm not editing nothing, man. I'm keeping all the mistakes in this video, man. Fuck that. All right. Peace out.